If there's a Naruto game that's getting shut down, it's probably this one. How's it going, folks? We're checking out another Naruto fan-made game. This one's called Naruto Rise of Shinobi, a game clearly inspired by Rise of a Ninja, but that's aiming to take it a step further, turning its focus to multiplayer instead of a story-driven action-adventure. To my knowledge, this whole game is being developed by a single person, so as usual, I'll leave a link to the Discord in the description down below where you can learn more about it and download and play it while it's available. I don't know how long this is gonna last though. There are plenty of Naruto fan-made games out there, and most of them have survived for years so far. This one, however, it just looks really good that with a couple more features, I'm sure it will just blow up. But there's also some stuff in this game that isn't fully original. Let's just call them stolen assets. Recognize this sidestep, anyone? Yeah, that seems oddly familiar. I mean, even the README file that comes with the game admits that some of the animations are from official Naruto games. That's a very easy way to get sued, so hopefully the developer can figure that stuff out and replace those animations with something else. But I mean, even if everything was completely original and built from scratch, you just can't make a Naruto game without the license. So I don't know, maybe that's worth redoing, maybe that's not. I'm sure the developer knows the risks involved, and it's up to them really to decide. It's crazy if you think about it. You're putting all this time and effort into building something you're so passionate about, something that the community desperately wants and it's not getting. And you know, one day you may just wake up, look at your email, and you have a cease and desist from Bandai Namco. That looming threat, I just couldn't live with it, so much respect to everyone out there making Naruto fan games. But let's talk Rise of Shinobi. We're currently on version 0.06, and this build is mostly a showcase of how the game moves, the graphics, and a couple of locations. There does seem to be a big focus on building out beautiful Naruto locations because this Konoha looks really impressive. Probably the best Konoha I've seen from a non-official Naruto game. Actually, do we have to count Fortnite now? Because technically that's not a Naruto game, and it does feature a beautiful Konoha. I wonder if that's gonna make it easier for these fan games to get started. Just yoink that Konoha and get to work, and then you have a cease and desist from both Bandai Namco and Epic Games. Yeah, maybe not the best idea I've had. Movement is very basic. You can run around, you can sprint, you have a jump and a double jump. So nothing you'd expect from a Naruto game specifically, like wall running or any kind of chakra jumping or dashing. It's very basic so far, but I'm sure there are plans for adding all of that stuff. But just the basic movement is so satisfying. I spent around 30 minutes without noticing, just sprinting around both inside and outside of Konoha. There are no activities to do in game yet, so it's literally just looking at the environment. And I had a good time with it, and most of that good time is owed to the movement speed and animation. But that was just a great reminder of how easy we are to please as Naruto fans, or at least me personally. Just having the ability to fully explore the Naruto world rendered in 3D already makes me want to play more of this, see more of it. Seeing Konoha from a distance while I sit atop of a mountain makes me think, wow, this would be an awesome view if I just came back from an epic quest far away. And that's the fantasy that a lot of us Naruto fans want to experience and have wanted for a very long time. A true open world game where we can craft our own ninja story. Now that satisfaction definitely doesn't just come from this being Naruto. Like I said, the game looks really good, but also the movement feels really good. The running speed, the Naruto run animation with the arms gently flapping behind the characters gives you a good sense of speed without feeling like it's unrealistic. It's nothing like that My Hero fan game that we checked out a few weeks ago where the speed was just too much and made it feel like you just downloaded a mod to speed hack the game. This movement speed and animation make it really satisfying to just run around. You have plenty of control both on the ground and in the air, which makes moving across rooftops also very easy. And if you want to fully explore Konoha and find all of its characters, you'll definitely need to do this, because Jiraiya is waiting for you at the top of the Hokage mansion. He has a little quest mark, just no quest yet. In fact, there's pretty much no content for you to play just yet. Combat-wise, you have a single attack that you repeat over and over. If I were you, I wouldn't mess with this Iruka with red hair. It's not like he retaliates, but he can sure take a beating. He simply won't go down. On the other hand, there are like 3 or 4 Shikamarus walking around, so if you want to commit war crimes, you definitely can. Oh, and there's also the samurai guard who just kills you when you touch him. And that's how you switch characters, baby. Naruto and Sasuke seem to be the only 2 characters available for now, but there are definitely more characters in the works. In fact, this whole project has been rebooted recently. The previous build had you playing as Boruto. Movement worked a bit differently, you had a dash button that sent you flying. And by the way, this runs very smoothly, but for some reason my OBS decided to capture this really poorly. So it just looks like it runs like crap, but trust me, it was running very smoothly on my machine. But compared to this build, the new game already feels a lot less like a fan game and more like something official, something polished. So the reboot to me already seems like a good idea given what's in place, and I have no idea what's coming in the future. I couldn't find much outside of Konoha. There was a cave that very much reminded me of the Akatsuki cave when they kidnapped Gaara, and that's suspiciously close to Konoha. The Akatsuki were Leaf's neighbors all along, but that's pretty much it. Everything else was trees and grass, though looking at the game's trailer, there's a lot more coming. I was able to spot the Hidden Rain village, which looks fully realized already. Come to think of it, this might be the biggest Hidden Rain anyone's ever built. I don't think we've ever been able to explore the Hidden Rain, not like this as a huge location. There have been some more restrained attempts in the past, but making the full city like this might be a first. Pain is also playable, as you may have noticed, and the trailer also shows the desert and a huge snake boss fight just outside the gates to the hidden sand. So if I had to guess, I would say that this is what the developer is working on next. All of these new areas to explore, all of these buildings, landmarks in detail. And hey, maybe a boss fight thrown in there as well for good measure, to start exploring what type of content can be done with this game. But that's really what's gonna make or break this fan game. It's the type of content. There's pretty much no combat yet, and that's a big challenge, especially for Naruto games. Because it's not just punching and kicking, characters are very mobile and all of them have very unique jutsu with very different effects. So not only do you have to build a fun combat system that supports all of that, you then have to create single player or co-op content like that boss fight that takes all of that into account. So it can't be too easy or too hard no matter what jutsu you have or what character you're playing as. This is no easy feat. Just thinking about it makes my brain feel very itchy. Oh yeah, by the way, this whole thing is supposed to work online already. I couldn't get it to work, but to be honest, I didn't really try super hard because there's just no content yet. Even if I was able to link up with a friend, I have no idea what we would do together. And I understand wanting to build more and more areas, giving fans all of their favorite locations to explore and fully realize in 3D. That's probably smart, and it's doing more of the stuff that the game's already doing well. It's satisfying to run around, so give us more areas to run around in. I mean, exploring Konoha on its own was a good reward already. I can only imagine how much cooler it would be with actual quests, collectibles, NPCs to interact with. I mean, this moment when I ran behind the Chunin exams arena and found a tree on top of a tree just raised so many questions. What's the lore behind this tree? Was the first Hokage somehow involved? How has it survived for this many years? But personally, too much hinges on combat and activities to see if this is a game worth keeping an eye out for or even helping out in building it. I say help because there's a whole Patreon page asking for your help to support the development, and that page gives you access to exclusive content, so I guess that's where the Hidden Rain village is hiding, which, let's just say, it's another thing that makes this game kinda dangerous legally, just makes it more likely to get shut down because suddenly it's a crowdfunded project and not something built out of passion only. But if this project somehow survives, I would love to see what its combat and its content look like. Exploring the Hidden Rain will be cool, don't get me wrong, but if this is a game to look forward to, then that's the stuff that needs to be nailed. And that's Rise of Shinobi. If you want to play it, there's a link to the Discord in the description down below. And it's yet another Naruto fan game that I'm gonna keep my eye on because I really just want to play an open world Naruto. Is that too much to ask? It seems there are a few of them in development already. Hopefully they see the light of day in a more complete manner. A lot of them are just in such a conceptual phase that it's hard to say if they'll turn into something or not. Whenever I make one of these videos, there's always someone trying to pitch their own game to me. And while I appreciate those pitches, I can't make videos on all of them. In most cases, it's because there's not enough to talk about. I think a lot of fan games are making themselves public way too soon. In this industry, you get one chance at making a first impression. And the first impression on most Naruto fan games is, yeah, looks promising, we'll see where it goes. And then we never hear about them again because the community loses interest. Developing video games takes a really long time and the players are not educated to wait that long. And I get that you want to show off your work, you want to get people excited about what you're working on, but the number of people that will see your game and say, I'll check it out, but maybe later, and then actually never check back in is so huge. So if you're working on a Naruto fan game, I guess my advice is keep it a secret for as long as you can. Maybe wait until you have something a bit more solid to show because you really only get one chance at making a first impression. But that's Rise of Shinobi. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below based on what you've seen so far. And if you want to play it, there's also a Discord link in the description. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name's Globku and I'll see you next time. Bye.